I'm Ludi. Para os brasileiros, eu sou a Ludi. I'm from Patrocínio, Minas Gerais, a small town in Brazil. The land of coffee and good cheese. Don't tell the French. I was born there, lived there until I moved away for university. I moved to Australia in 2018 for work, doing mine engineering there. When I was in Australia living at the beach, then the ocean became my passion. When I saw people surfing, I was just like, I want to do that. How can I do that? It's not as easy as I thought. It's been a very, very hard and long journey, but it became my passion and became one of my favorite things to do in life. So everything related to the ocean now, it's really a big part of me, including meeting Ben. It was how I met Ben. It was surfing. And yeah, I think surf already brought me love and brought me so much that I want to give it back to the ocean as well. When I was a teenager, I always looked at these people that travel around. I was like, this looks impossible. This is not achievable, but you can do it in your own way. You don't need to be rich to do it. You just need to prioritize and then make it come reality.
My name is Ben. I'm from Brittany, France. Little town, the name is Bas-sur-Mer. Famous for the salt. Best salt in the world. If you know, you know. My passion always been surf and the ocean. That I'm doing surf since now 25 years. So when Ludi told me that she wanted to do this trip, the Pan American Highway, she said, oh, let's do that, and going along the Pacific coast. In my head, I had like this little light, like, oh, are we gonna surf all along the Pacific coast? And then she would say yes. I was like, okay, I'm in. And that's how everything started. So we met in Australia. We started to make money, put money on the side, to be able to achieve her dream. And going along this journey that has been pretty hectic so far. Because yeah, we are recording this video. We actually are in Mexico right now, if you are wondering.
How many months later?
Yeah, so first video gonna come 4 months after we started here, so but don't you worry about that.
It will keep coming.
Yeah.
Traveling like this, it's not a holiday. Like, I know that sometimes when you look in Instagram or when you look in the beautiful places, it feels like it's always a holiday, but it's not, because you've got so many other commitments on the road to make yourself safe, to make sure that you're gonna have a safe place to sleep, to make sure that you're gonna have enough water.
Don't get us wrong, we live like some incredible experiences, but
yeah,
it's like everything, there is downsides as well. And then when you, like, for example, the fact that you are driving with your house, you know, so if something happened, that's your house. So if you have an accident, a puncture in your tire, it's everything is compromised and you need to deal with that. It's not like, oh, you have a house and then you puncture your tire, you're like, oh, it's just my car, it's not too bad. If it happens here and then you have an accident, it's like, oh, I don't have a house anymore. So you need to deal with those type of things. It's sometimes more stressful because you need to be aware of that. But that's what makes the journey exciting as well. So it's like pro cons every time, but it's a choice.
And I think we've been learning so much, and you cannot buy that with money. You've got to experience to be able to learn all of that. And we're not here to influence you. We're here to show you that there is a way, if that is your dream, or simply to show you a little bit of the world in our point of view. Everyone has different ways to see things, experience things, and we'll be happy if we can share the way we see things and how we grow, how we learn, and maybe people can learn from that too, you know. And
if we can inspire some people, that would be even better, you know. Like, never know, but we do that just to share with you, and then sharing is caring.
That was so lame. When we decided to do this trip, the main thing you've got to decide is which car, house, rig, however you want to call it.
Vehicle.
Which one you're gonna use. So when you look in the internet or when you look at people doing this, you see so many different types of like you see vans, you see four-wheel drive vans, you see combis, you see truck campers, you see
just cars,
like
rooftop tents.
You see it's very
big truck, expedition truck. There is for everyone, honestly. So
it's very overwhelming, and and I'll tell you one thing straight up: there's no perfect one. That's our experience, and
it depends what you want to do with it. What's your goal? If you want to go in some remote area, if you want to be small, it's really you need to take something that fits your need. For us, for example, we are surfers. We want to go in remote areas, so we wanted to have a four-wheel drive, but we still wanted to have comfort. So having a rooftop tent for a year and a half traveling, I mean, people can do it, and then people do it. But for us, we wanted like a shelter that we could recharge a battery. So that's why we went with the truck camper combos. Like we can still remove the camper shell and then go with the four-wheel drive somewhere else.
We had a few experiences before. In Australia, we traveled a lot with a Pajero, and then had everything set up inside in a tent. That was great for Australia. We loved that, but we didn't want to do that. And especially places like Alaska and Patagonia.
Yeah.
We didn't want to be that exposed in the way we were in Australia.
Same when we did Morocco in Europe, we had a Sprinter van with no four-wheel drive. So that was good for a short period of time, but we thought because we had the short base, it was a bit small to live like for more than a year inside, so we wanted something a bit bigger. Maybe now it's a bit too big.
Yeah. So for our budget, four-wheel drive Sprinter, which in theory would be good, but it doesn't fall within our budget. So that's why the four-wheel drive Sprinter was out of the game because of the cost. A lot of people decide to build their own home on wheels. We didn't want to do that because of number one, time. We didn't want to spend a year or 6 months even building the van or the truck camper, because we were in Australia and we needed to fly from Australia to Americas. If we were in Brazil, for example, where I'm from, perhaps we would have built it while we were working at the same time, and then you could take a time doing that. But because we were in Australia and we didn't want to waste time building something, we wanted to experience the travel.
And the big thing is Australia is the steering wheel is on the right side. And then if you want to do this Pan America trip, you need to know that if your steering wheel is on your right side, you cannot go to Nicaragua and Costa Rica. So you skip Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Panama. So we wanted to go in those countries, obviously. So
that was also not an option to build something in Australia and ship it. It is possible, but we didn't do it because of what Ben just said. All right, so what we know is that we want a truck camper and we want to buy a second-hand truck camper that is already half set up in United States. So what we did was we flew from Perth, where we were living. Yay, kangaroo land. And we flew from there to France, which is where Ben is from. We organized buying a Sprinter to travel and do a 3-month trip as a trial, living on the road. So we bought that van. The logistics were all with the help of Ben's family, because they are in France, so they could help us to arrange picking up the van, getting paperwork done. So when we arrived in France, we had everything pretty much half organized by his family, which was amazing. Thank you, Valérie. Thank you, Jean-Pierre. Thank you, everyone from Ben's family for doing that, because then we arrived in France, we grabbed the van, we set it up, and then we drove all the way to the south of Morocco. And then we started our first journey. We drove along the coast back by Morocco, Portugal, Spain, and then France. That took us approximately 3 months. So we sold the van, and then we packed everything and we flew from Paris to Seattle in the United States. We chose Seattle because Seattle is quite close to the Canada border already. Our start point is Alaska, so we didn't want to be too far off. Also, another reason why we chose to buy the truck camper in United States is because our plan is to just do one way. We're not planning to drive all the way back up. So you can buy in the United States. We've registered our truck camper in Montana. If you register in Montana, you can then do everything online. We used a company called visitor.us to help us through the process of register the truck camper in Montana. Once that is registered, you can then sell it and do the whole process online again to transfer the ownership. So that is another reason we bought it there. And then once we get to Argentina, Patagonia, the plan is to then sell to someone that maybe is driving up or doing another journey. We had one goal: to buy this truck camper in 2 weeks. A bit crazy, probably unreasonable, but we made it. We did it. It is possible. So we arrived in Seattle and we had 2 weeks booked in Airbnb. That was our limit. We didn't want to spend any more money on Airbnb. And we then started researching in Facebook Market. We used a few other apps, but honestly, everything we did, we purchased in Facebook Market. But there are a few other apps out there. For example, there is RV Trader, there is Craigslist. So you've got a few other options out there. And within 7 days, we found the truck. It's a very good truck in pretty good condition and within our budget. So we got a bus from Seattle all the way to Portland. We drove back up with our car, and then yay, we have a car. We found the camper we wanted. So then we drove with our car with everything inside because that was our limit, the 2 weeks. So we had to check out from the Airbnb, put everything in the pickup. And then from Seattle, we drove all the way to Moscow in Idaho. Once we get to Idaho, we purchased the camper, but it wasn't all perfect on the first night, because when we purchased the camper, the man who sold us the camper, he was very confident on how to
back up the car
and then put the camper on the top. So he said, no worries, we can help you, I'll guide you. So he was guiding, Ben was driving, and I was just looking on the side and learning, because I was going to have to spot Ben on the next time. And that was the first time I was actually seeing someone do it.
And
so then what happened?
And then the problem, he put the camper too high, and then there's like some block stop on the camper. So then when you back up, it stopped. But as the camper was too high, the block went straight on the back window and exploded the back window. So we had to wait actually for those guys paid to change the window, but it wasn't possible until the next day. So we had to camp in the camper for the first night in front of the place we bought the camper.
So yeah, our first night inside our camper, it was in front of a workshop. And then we drove from Seattle to Surrey in Canada, British Columbia. Now, why Surrey, British Columbia? That is very random. Going back to our trip 2 months earlier, when we were in Spain, we met this
lovely guy, Larry. Big up to you, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
Hello, how's it going? My name's Larry. I met these two wonderful people in Galicia last spring, Ben and Luge, and they had mentioned that they might be buying a truck and a camper down in Seattle. And they're gonna go from Alaska to Patagonia. So I said, hey, I live pretty close to the border in Canada, so if you're coming through, I'd love to get to know you more. You can use my shop, you can wrench on your rig, get to know it a little bit. And it turned into an on and off, them in and out from the whole summer. And so I really got to know those two. They're awesome people. It was really nice sharing the space. I actually really miss working on vehicles with someone else here. Yeah, so we keep in touch. I wish you two the best on your travels. Love you always. I'm here in Canada if you ever need a place to stay.
We had a big list of things we needed to do for the camper to be ready to go. And then when we arrived there, he just has this beautiful workshop. and a beautiful field where we could just park the camper, sleep there, and work using his tools. He even helped with all his knowledge. He's very knowledgeable. He has a YouTube channel. So if you want to follow him, this is his YouTube channel. The upgrades we did in our camper. First, we upgraded our entire solar system.
For the solar, like while they are selling those campers, I mean, this one is a 2023 Palomino 8801, if you want to know. So at this time, it wasn't much. We had like only 100 watt of solar lead acid battery, which is like twice 65 amp. Plus it wasn't even a solar MPPT, like just a solar charger. So it wasn't working very well. So we decided to get rid of everything. We added 2 solar panels of 130 watt each, plus the 100 watt we had before. Now we have a capacity of 360 watt. We put an MPPT charger that is more efficient than what we had before. And then we changed the lead acid battery that was 265 amp by 2 lithium battery 100 amp each. So we have 200 amp of lithium battery now, which is way more than we need. We chose lithium battery because it's way more efficient than the lead acid battery. Like on the lead acid battery, you can only use until probably 50-60% of your battery before it degrades the battery, and with a lithium battery you can go until 10-15% without damaging your battery.
We also decided to change our toilet setup. Previously, when we bought the camper, the toilet had a black tank. You have to dump the waste in a proper specific place, and also you gotta put chemicals to not have a smell. So we've decided to go with a compost toilet. So we've removed the toilet, put a few lids to block the hoses. They're still set up in case when we sell it, the person prefers a black tank. But then we bought the compost toilet online, and the compost toilet is actually one of the best things we bought for this camper. It's very good. So the compost toilet, it separates the liquid to the solid. Then you are able to make the solid organic material, and all we do is to put some sawdust on the top, which we can get for free from several places like Home Depot. And for the liquids, the pee, you can really just go for a little walk with a little bucket, and then you just throw it. The camper also had a few carpets around. I personally hate carpets, so I've just scraped the carpets and then stained the wood. To me, it's more beautiful and doesn't have that horrible smell of carpet.
Something we did an upgrade as well, as all the system we have is on 12 volt, but we still need to have an inverter, like to charge our laptop, or if you want to plug like something else that needs 110 or 220. So we added an inverter 1000 watt that we are using. Just plug straight to the battery, and then easy.
Most of the campers that we saw in US, they were actually very
ugly.
Beige. I was going to say beige, but I can say ugly. Very, very ugly. I'm sorry, but I don't know what's going on in that market. We wanted a little touch, we wanted a little color, something to make it feel our home. So we just painted the cabinet doors in green, and it gave it a much better look. Would you like to see Geraldo?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so this is Geraldo. This is the living room. So here is a little couch that it becomes a bed. Our table, which we're planning to change, by the way. Here we've got some cabinets where we organize a few things. Then here we've got a little bit more storage. You can see we have a little heater here that was very useful for Alaska. Here is the kitchen. So we are very fortunate to have a 3-burner and an oven, which we've been using a lot, by the way. We both love cooking, so that was very good for us. Good sink, And then kitchen storage, a bit more storage for food. And that's pretty much the living room and kitchen area. So if you go up here, this is our bedroom. It's a very, very spacious bed. It's definitely bigger than we ever imagined, but yeah, that's pretty good. Then here is our wardrobe. So all the clothes we have, we just put in these two little sections in each side. That's plenty of space. We don't need more than that. And then we have a little bit more space to put other things here. And we've got a view there. We've got 2 windows. We also have this fan that has been pretty good. Now that temperature going down south is gonna be even hotter. That's very good. It's also very good when we're cooking. So when we cook, it gets quite steamy inside. So if you open the fan, then that will take the steam out. We also have an air conditioner. To be honest, I'm not that the big fan of this air conditioner. It's quite noisy and you need to be plugged in power to use it, and we're never really plugged in as we wild camp. On this side of the camper, we've got this cute little storage, few boxes. Very important thing, we have a bear spray. Then that's the fridge. It's a very big fridge, to be honest, but as we both love cooking, yeah, we've got lots of food. We just went to the farmers market today. So we've got a few USB chargers around the camper. There's this one, there's one in each side of the bed, and there is another one on the left side. So there's a few around. This is what we use to check if we've got fresh water, battery, gray tank, and black tank we don't use anymore. You then can turn your water pump on. So here you turn your water pump on and off. You've got the lights. We only have one awning, which is at the back, but it's where we put the longboard, so we don't really use it. And on this side, you slide in the door, and then you've got a premium bathroom. We have the compost toilet, which I mentioned that we changed, and that's the sawdust that you just throw it on the top. Quite a lot of hooks, which is very, very helpful to save space. We've got the shower as well. Then you just work with the same tap, and it has warm water, and another little storage here, which is cute. And there is also a fan on the bathroom for when we have shower. We just turn it on so the hot steam goes out. Also the smelly of bed, the smell goes away. So that's Geraldo. That's the name of our home. I hope you guys like it.
To get out.